Da 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 na 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 na. There's a delay. Anyway, people, I hope this comes through. The last one didn't, and if it doesn't come through, I'll do it a different way after this. I was just talking to you about earlier today about targeted gun confiscation and general gun confiscation. I've been telling you about this for the past couple days. I asked you a question, Rubes, a while ago. I asked you, what if Donnie comes for your guns? Wouldn't that be funny? If after all the years you've been pointing at liberals saying they're going to come get your guns, that it's actually Donnie and the boys going to come get your guns? Then you hear yesterday a blonde Nazi woman, I forget what department she runs, and Donnie's sitting in front of the press, and she's presenting her gun confiscation bill, gun violence restraining order. And Donnie's listening to her talk, and he jumps in, oh, you mean you want to be able to go in and just take the guns? You don't want to wait 6 months, because she explained, oh, well, in order to take the guns, it would have had to have been adjudicated through a court. Well, this legislation or executive order, whatever it is, they want to go around the courts, and that's the whole point of the legislation. And here's the literal proof of what I've been saying for the past few days. When Donnie says, yeah, you don't want to wait 6 months, you just want to go in their house and take the guns immediately. If they deem you unfit, or you get committed. Again, it's very easy to get someone committed. I told you a story about a police officer who had a wife. They were having a divorce, a dispute. He had her committed because he's got a whole posse of thugs that go along with whatever he says in regards to his wife. I had an uncle who went out with a female police officer. They had problems in the relationship. She made his life miserable. Do you get the pattern here? In other words, there are people that are in authority that could get you committed in 3 fucking seconds. Or family members or police that you're involved in relationships with. And who gets to decide who deems who's unfit to have weapons? The main goal of the legislation was to get around the courts. So they can take whoever's weapons they want. They only have to label them unfit or committed or whatever. I was literally just telling you this. And I asked you that question a while ago, Rubes, because I already knew the answer. That's what a good lawyer does. Not that I'm a lawyer, but you know what I'm saying. I already knew the answer before I asked the question because I already know what's going to happen. I already knew he was coming for your guns. Why? Because you can't have a Nazi authoritarian regime without taking guns from people. You just can't have it. And they know what they're about to do, and what they're doing is getting a lot of people really pissed off that have weapons. Here is the literal proof that you people, the Rubes, have been the hand of Satan this entire time. You are the people that have ushered in the New World Order, and that's your phrase, your words, spoken by your man, George Bush Sr. back in the day. They've been planning this for a long fucking time, this New World Order thing, and taking guns and subjugating you people for this white supremacist Nazi movement that they got going. You are the literal hand of Satan that has ushered this in. Your people, Roger Stone, Donald Trump, Alex Jones, Mike Cernovich, have all been part of it. They've been lying their asses off to you. They've been part of a white nationalist, Nazi movement, Satanist movement designed to subjugate you, the Rube, and the rest of us. And George Bush Sr. was the first one to give the speech where he flat out used the New World Order phrase. Remember how many decades ago that was? That's how long they've been planning this, and even longer, probably a few hundred years. They've been always trying to get this going in different forms and iterations. Again, these are your heroes. These are your people. They're talking about taking your guns. Wait till you hear this. It's beautiful, and it proves every damn thing I've been saying, and it proves what I've been saying the past few days. It proves when I asked you that question, Rubes, what if Donnie comes for your guns? And as I read this, I want you to think, what if Obama was about to do this to you? I want you to keep that in your head, Rubes. Because again, this ain't just aimed at liberals here. From the office of Roger Stone, and they will say it's fake later, I guarantee, and no, I won't believe them. Memo to President Donald J. Trump from RJS regarding enemies of the state and guns. Who gets to decide who's an enemy of the state? Donnie on a whim? Roger on a whim? All the people CC'd in this email? Do they get to decide? I wonder. But you guys won't have any problem with giving up your guns or watching people's guns get confiscated, right? Because they're going to be liberals. That's what they're going to tell you. You fucking idiots. You fucking $3 rubes that fell for this, man. Just handed your country over to Satan, to grifters, to fucking Vlad Putin. Handed your children's future, your future, my future, your country's future, just all fucking gone. Guess what else is going to be gone? Your guns that you love so much. That should get your fucking attention, right? Nah, because it's not Obama or a liberal doing it. Remember the old illustration. If your house is burning down, well, hold on. Who set that fire? Is that a liberal or a Republican? Because if it was a Republican, I just got to stand back and let it burn. And I got to brag to my neighbors how great it is that they burned my house down. And you know, I'm a patriot for just standing back and watching it burn. But if it was a liberal, I got to kill somebody. That's your existence. That's why you lost your country. That's why you lost your children's future, your future, and everything you fucking care about. You don't even know it yet. That's the saddest part. You don't even know it yet. After you see Nazi salutes, 2 concentration camps and counting, and you don't know it yet. AI knows it. I presented it a few hours ago. They know you over. They know who's going to make you over, too. Leon. Why does AI know this and you don't? Oh, because you don't want to see it. It's like telling a man a secret that he doesn't know. That's going to change his life the second he hears it. But the thing is, the way it's going to change his life, it's going to cost him his paycheck and a lot of things he cares about. So you tell him it, and he says, well, I don't believe it. That's fake. That's false. And he doesn't want to hear it. He turns his head. He don't want to hear it. Because him hearing it results in him losing things he cares about. That's most of your existences out there. You can't handle things like that. Real sacrifice. In other words, you'll go along with the evil as long as you're benefiting. Here we go. Let's just read the literal proof here. So regarding enemies of the state and guns, and Roger Stone is the enemy of the state. So's Donnie, so's Leon, so's everyone named in this email. The whole Reich is the enemy of the state, by the way. If we want to look at reality, they've eliminated the state. And all of our allies hate us. And we're now allied with the enemy of humanity, Vlad Putin. And they want your guns for this authoritarian movement. I know you guys thought it could never happen, right? I knew it was going to happen from the second he won. March 22nd, 2024. CC or Susie Wiles, Chris LaCivita, Jason Miller, Dan Scavino. But this email's to Donnie Krasnov. Donnie Shitbags. Confidential, it says. They don't want you rubes knowing about this. As we discussed over the phone, when re-elected, I believe you need to address the sticky issue of the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms by our opponents and enemies. I just said a few hours ago, maybe this will result in targeted gun confiscation, where it's just people they don't like or liberals, etc. Well, there's the admission right there in the first sentence. You know, that pesky Second Amendment and that pesky right to bear arms, we don't really believe in that. We don't really believe in anything, neither do any of you rubes. But you do love your guns. You hate the Constitution, but you do love your guns. The only part of the Constitution you like is the Second Amendment, unfortunately for all of us. That's the pretty much sum total of your existence. And it's sad, and that's why you lost your country. You're about to lose your guns too, son. So the Second Amendment is a problem, and the right to bear arms is a problem for Roger Stone, the patriot, the jailbird patriot, right, guys? With the Nixon tramp stamp. And that's another point I need to make. Roger Stone goes all the way back to Nixon, baby. He'd been planning this since then. They've been trying to get this going. Even before. Again, and the evidence is the George Bush speech. Decades ago. New World Order, 1,000 Points of Light, all that bullshit. That was all tribute to Satan, son. You didn't know that when you were listening to it? All you Christians, all you conservative family values people, you didn't know what you was listening to? And that wasn't the liberals saying that, son. That was your people saying it. Here they are saying it again. They didn't want you to know about this, though. So the Second Amendment's a problem, right to bear arms by our opponents and enemies. But hold on. They're about to talk about you rubes. Here's where you come in. We can get around the gun issue with our base by promoting a fix in early 2025 that won't affect patriots, and he put it in quotes. In other words, he's admitting none of you are patriots. You're just allies of him, of Satan, of the Nazis, of the Reich. You're not actual patriots. Otherwise, he wouldn't have put it in quotes. The fix could include a new licensing program that would ensure our enemies can't get guns by empowering the FBI and local law enforcement with the right to confiscate guns of anyone deemed to be an enemy of the state. And that's in quotes. That's Roger admitting that you're not really an enemy of the state. We're just deeming you one. That's what Roger means by those quotation marks. We can decide the parameters that would determine what actually is an enemy, and that's in quotes. In other words, an enemy is anything we say it is. That includes you, rubes. Maybe one of you rubes gets uppity one day. You get in a bad mood. You don't like that you lost your job because of Donnie. You're hurting, you're pissed. And you say something you shouldn't have said in violation of cult rules. And then they declare you an enemy or a non-patriot or an enemy of the state. And you get your guns taken away, son. Even though you were a diehard cultist your whole life. We can decide the parameters that would determine what actually is an enemy. I'd love to see how they decide that. This should be fun, picking and choosing who to take guns from. And all the monkeys and apes, you guys that get to knock on the doors and try and take those guns away. Ooh, that's going to be fun for you guys. What actually is an enemy later, so the base doesn't flip out. The base, that's you rubes. That's who he's talking about. Please let me know whether you would like me to draw up some plans for this for your review. Do you like that Roger Stone is deciding whether you can have guns or not? And Donald Trump is? And Susie Wiles and Chris LaCivita and Jason Miller and Dan Scavino? Leon Scum, are you cool with that? That they're deciding whether you can have guns or not? No matter who you are, all they have to do, according to Roger, is label you an enemy of the state. Or an enemy. Just like that Nazi blonde lady in the video I provided for you, the links and the post yesterday, and what I talked about just hours ago. That's literally what she said. If we deem you unfit, if you've been committed, we can just go in your house and take guns. Kind of corroborates this, doesn't it? I think it does. And she didn't say rube, non-rube there. She just said if you've been committed or we deem you unfit, we come in and take the guns. We go around the courts and we just take them. That's what Donnie said. Oh, so you can just, no waiting 6 months for the courts. We just go in the house and take them. We just go in the house and take them. We just go in the house and take them. And imagine if liberals said that. Oh my God, you people will be smearing shit on any wall you could find. You'd lose your damn mind. Exactly. In other words, what if Obama wrote this? What if this was Obama's idea? Then it wouldn't be cool, right? But since it's Roger, since it's Donnie, since it's that Nazi woman's, since it's George Bush Sr.'s idea, it's cool, right? And hey, according to this, they're only going to target non-patriots, non-rubes. They promised, right? Just like they promised with that first concentration camp. Only the worst of the worst were going there. Remember that promise? Oh, they broke that in about 5 minutes. So what does that mean, rubes? I know you're too stupid to figure it out. It means your guns could be taken away. They just got to label you something. That's all. Your freedom could be taken away. They just got to label you something. The worst of the worst. Right down to Gitmo with your ass. Again, maybe you get uppity one day. Maybe you get a little tired of it. Even though you in the cult. Next thing you know, you're on a plane to Gitmo. Or Texas. Because, let me not say that. Mr. Abbott down in Texas, he's all on board with the Nazi thing. So the literal, actual proof there's been a plan for a long time to take your fucking guns away, you fucking rubes, and the very people that hatched the plan are the people you voted for and gave power to. The Reich, including Mr. Stone, those are the people that want your guns. And don't let Mr. Stone fool you here. They want all your guns. Everybody's. That's where this is going. That's what you always say when the liberals bring it up, right? Oh, that's just a doorway for them to take more guns away. We can't let the assault weapons get banned. But when Donnie says this, when the Nazi lady says this, when Roger Stone plans your life out for you, no problem, right, guys? And here's the thing. Let me leave you with this. This is my favorite part. And then I'll read this one more time, just for the rubes. Okay? This is my favorite part. The dumbass apes they're going to send out to knock on people's doors and try and take guns. Here's the thing, guys. Some of the people out there you're about to try and take guns from, they're called brains. Do you know what a brain is? Someone way fucking smarter than you idiots that are going to be knocking on the door. They're random thugs that think they're tough to come steal the guns away from the populace. Some of those people are brains, and they already knew what you would do way before you did. And they've been planning for that. And they're just waiting for you to show up. They leave themselves out as bait all the time for you to show up, and they just waiting. Because they already knew what you would do a year prior. Maybe 10 years prior. And those brains are just sitting there waiting for you dumbass fucking apes to come knock on the door. Those guys that are way fucking smarter than you. And you're going to walk into some funhouse bullshit. Because you a dumbass ape working for the Reich. Good luck, guys. I bet you'll all come home safe and sound every single night when you go out to confiscate guns. I'm sure it'll really work out for you. As Roger, Donnie, Leon, JD, Thale, they're all in the bathhouse together. Chilling, posting, having a good time. While your dumb monkey ass goes knocking on the door. Can we please have your guns? I can't wait till you knock on that first brains door. That's going to be funny. Watching idiots for the Reich go down. For the cunts at the top in the bathhouse. Patel and Bongino are probably there too. All at the bathhouse. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Let's read this one more time. It's just for the rubes. You fucking dumbasses that ushered all this in. Your own demise, stuck your foot up your own ass. You do it so well, so sincerely, so thoroughly. You got Stone planning on whether you can have a gun or not. You know, the guy with the Nixon tramp stamp, who I'm sure's been in the bathhouse too, son. I know he has. He didn't get that tramp stamp for nothing. Again, to Donald Trump from Roger Stone and CC'd a bunch of random cunts in the White House. Confidential. As we discussed over the phone when reelected, I believe you need to address the sticky issue of the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms by our opponents and enemies. We can get around the gun issue with our base by promoting a fix in early 2025 that won't affect patriots. The fix could include a new licensing program that would ensure our enemies can't get guns by empowering the FBI and local law enforcement with the right to confiscate guns of anyone deemed to be an enemy of the state. Who gets to deem that? Rubes. The dictator does. You see where this is going? Nah, you're too stupid. We can decide the parameters that would determine what actually is an enemy, that's in quotes, later so the base doesn't flip out. That should be replaced with rubes so the rubes don't flip out. Please let me know whether you would like me to draw up some plans for this for your review. Don't you love how they plan our lives out for us? And they've been doing it for decades and decades and decades. And your dumbass elects these people. Your dumbass claps when this fucking jailbird gets out of jail with the Nixon tramp stamp. And God, I wish I could call him what I want to. I'm going to save that for when I see all you cunts face to face. Because I have a feeling I'm going to see some of you. When you come for me. Yeah, I already knew you were coming a long time before you did, son. You see what I'm saying? I think you get the drift. And I've already had assassins come for me once. That don't faze me. Have a good day.